A lot of people think ethics is not lying, but I think ethics in business is there's actually another step forward, and it's understanding you have a role in society. You're being honest and doing what it takes, even when it's tough, when it would be easy to take the unethical route or the dishonest route to do something. We could offer the minimum health care benefits for our employees and get away with it, and it's not unethical to do that by any means. But we feel that we have a larger role in society, and the standard of living of our employees is very important. So we want to do more than what's even required. And I think the most important thing you can do to recognize ethics in your company is, first of all, don't bash people over the head when they make mistakes. Because if people are afraid to make mistakes, then they will not tell you when something happens. We have created a world-class committee in our company, and that world-class committee, we let the employees elect 4 people that are non-owners to meet with the owners once a month and bring up issues. Because we understand we make mistakes, that we don't see things, that some people, when they know they're talking to an owner, might filter what they're saying. And we really want this to be a good place to work, and we want to be a competitive place at the same time. I've never met anybody who couldn't teach me anything. Everybody can teach you something. So we want to leverage that, and the World-Class Committee is our way of doing that. We don't have time every single day to talk and ask each employee in here what they think, how could we improve the company, but we want to make sure that we do take time for that. And so there was this whole learning phase of, guys, we need you to speak up. We want to hear what you have to say and be critical of us, because if you're not critical, we can't get better. My personal feeling is you always want to surround yourself with the best and the brightest. Just almost through osmosis, you'll become a better person. And so we didn't want to compare ourselves to everyone who is our size. We want to compare ourselves with the best companies in the world.
When I think of ethics, I think of integrity. And one of the reasons that we've been as successful as we have, we've grown as quickly as we have, is because everything starts there. We want to do work that we're proud of. So our mission is we start conversations that matter. And for us, that bleeds into everything that we do. So it bleeds into which clients do we want to work with, which team members do we want to hire, which goals do we want to go after as a company. And for us, everything starts with that question. Is this going to help us start a conversation that matters? Is it going to help us impact somebody's life?
The PR industry has a reputation of not always being overly ethical at times, but the way we demonstrate that differently is really looking out for the best interest of that client. We want to be respectful of all parties, whether it's a vendor or an employee or a client. Treating others as though they have value is incredibly important to us. And so, that may play out with a client who has a little anxiety about a campaign, or a vendor who maybe has dropped the ball, but instead of throwing them under the bus, we're willing at times to even take the fall. We're really wanting to be an advocate for the client. And so it may come in the form of extending that campaign on our own dime. We're keeping on working even though we've hit the end of our agreement with whatever client it is.
One of the things we really wanted to do is to give back here locally. So a couple times every year, we will do pro bono PR and social media and design work for local charities. And so the idea there is for us to be able to donate services and the things that we're really good at, but also to give ourselves a chance to really make an impact here locally. And so that's been something I think is really something that a lot of our team members like, so they can bring ideas to the table of local nonprofits, local charities that they think are deserving of that kind of donation. And so that's something that I'm really proud of that we've done. We have grown not only our client list, but our employee base almost entirely on the backs of referrals. In other words, people through word of mouth saying, this is such an amazing place to work, or these guys just rocked it with my PR campaign, and not only that, they were just a lot of fun to work with. And so I think ethics and integrity is something that A lot of people can say that they have, but the thing that really is, to me, the litmus test is, are your clients, are your team members, are your vendors out there proactively talking that up? And I'm really proud that ours are.
Everybody needs exemplars in their life, and I think corporations are the same. And I think if we're perceived as being ethical, I'm pleased, because we do try to be ethical in everything that we do. And if we can be a role model or an example, it maybe even it's just safety in numbers. The more people that work this way, the better off we are as a society. If we can be held up as one of those, then I'm flattered, honored, and take it as kind of a responsibility. But we also look for people who fit into the culture of the company. By going to a step beyond just what the talents are, who the people are, is really what we look for. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's really about doing what's right and leading by example. But in the end, it really boils down to the individual and each person's set of values. So even though we hire talented people, what we really do is we hire good people. We consider our company a family, and over half of our leadership have worked together for over 20 years. So we think that really speaks to a shared respect and trust within our culture.
When we ask people to be devoted to the company, we think the company should be devoted to them as much as it can be as well. We tell people, it's important for you to be at the dance recital. It's important for your child to look out and see you in the audience. We'll trust you to make up the time. It's really important to show people that you respect them individually. The respect comes back multifold. Many times people say, well, what are your rules and regulations for ethics? We don't have those as a small company, but we do, because that's how we conduct ourselves. And by hiring the right people and by really treating people fairly and honestly, we live those rules rather than just write them down.
You know, we live in a time where many people don't equate ethics and business. They don't trust business. Some people think making a profit is greedy. So a recognition like this is really, for us, a validation that respect and trust and honesty matter, and that ethical business is not an oxymoron. It really works.